Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Radio.com is now Odyssey. And if you've already downloaded the Radio.com app, it's going to automatically update to Odyssey, so you're good there. If you haven't, well, get that Odyssey app today, because then you'll get all of the audio that matters to you. And that's how you can listen to us, by the way. Just download the Odyssey app, listen to KISW, all the music, all the news, sports, and podcasts that move you. Oh, yeah, it's all about the Odyssey.
Did you know that it's part audio? It's part audacious. And it's part Odyssey.
Odyssey. That's AUDACY. Odyssey.
Oh, there was a boy by the name of Miggs who'd play a silly game. Each morning at the crack of dawn, the cry for challenge came. From over hill and yonder dale, young men and women came. As 60 seconds ticked along, the result was the same. Beat Miggs, don't be a loser. Beat Miggs, you might be a loser. Beat Miggs, here comes a loser, you will lose his game. One fateful morn, a man of brilliance seeking out for fame. He raised his voice and called along to Miggs he'd try and aim. They sought the Rev to arbitrate and BJ to defame. The score was 9-10, we saw the Miggs had won again. Oh, beat Miggs, don't be a loser. Beat Miggs, you might be a loser. Beat Miggs, you are a loser. You just lost his game.
It is time to beat Miggs. And it's also Thursday, so let's get cracking.
Release the Kraken.
And it's also April Fool's Day.
Yes, thank you once again. Fool me once. Well, you fooled me twice.
Yeah, exactly. I had the same panic I had earlier today when I'm like, that's not the normal Beat Miggs.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So thanks, Danny.
And shout out to Rick Rumble, who provided the sweet tones of that song, our friend in radio in Virginia, and Michael Spear, who wrote the lyrics to that a while back when all the sea shanties were all the rage.
It was amazing.
Yes.
Love it. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Gary in Everett. Gary, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Gary will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Gary, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
What do you call a factory that makes okay products?
Okay products?
Yeah.
Pass.
Where do fruits go on vacation?
Where do what?
Where do fruits go on vacation?
Where do fruits go on vacation? Pass.
Where do you learn to make a banana split?
Where do you learn to make a banana split? Pass.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches long?
I don't know.
Pass. What is 12 inches?
Would you like to pass?
Pass.
What time did the man go to the dentist?
What time does the man go to the dentist?
Tooth hurt.
I don't know, man.
Vicky got it correct. Yeah, Vicky got it correct with 230. What does a bee use to brush its hair?
What does a bee use to brush his hair? A honeycomb.
Yes! What bear is the most condescending?
What bear is the most condescending?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well,
Gary got 2 correct. I'm glad he got one correct, and Vicky helped out. So you got a 2 there. Yeah.
all the praise I gave you for the beat Migs earlier, I am now taking away for this one.
I kind of figured that would happen.
I hate this beat Migs with a passion.
This is awful.
And Steve, you remember how much BJ loved me earlier today?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gone.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So this was an April Fool's prank gone wrong.
I think it's gone perfectly for me.
Yeah.
Steve,
All right.
are you ready? Yes. What do you call a factory that makes okay products?
Mediocrity?
No.
An okay pavilion?
No.
Pass. I don't know.
Where do fruits go on vacation?
Bananaville?
No.
Paris.
Yes. Where do you learn to make a banana split?
Damn it. Lasted one question. You go to Banana Split College.
No.
Split pants.
No.
Pass.
Why can't a nose be 12 inches long?
Pass.
What time did the man go to the dentist?
2:30.
Yes. What does a bee use to brush its hair?
Honeycomb.
Yes. What bear is the most condescending?
Care Bear.
No. I like that, though.
Barely legal.
No.
Yeah.
Any more guesses there? Or you just giving up?
Giving up.
There we go. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sure we're
Steve,
giving up.
you got 3 correct, but you win! 2-3.
Sorry for all this, Gary.
Oh, it's okay. Same
All
good.
right. Yeah, good, because it's not okay with me.
Steve
Oh,
is
really? You're
simply
playing
the
a
best.
song for this mess?
He won.
It's not my fault.
All right. Does anybody know what you call a factory that makes okay products?
No.
A satisfactory. You got Paris for where fruits go on vacation. Good job. Where do you learn to make a banana split? Sunday school.
Damn it.
Oh, that was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which bear is the most condescending?
Yeah.
A panda.
Oh.
Jeez.
What? A panda? I don't
A
get that.
panda.
Okay, that's a lame one. That doesn't fit. That's really
That
lame.
might be the worst
That's like
one.
the best one right there.
No.
That's
That's no, that's ridiculous. I'm
Well,
sorry.
oh.
We're not letting that go.
Okay, how about this one? What kind of noise does a witch's vehicle make?
Broom.
Broom, broom.
Yeah.
Really? God, I hate this day so much.
I still got a couple more questions. What's the distinguishing feature of a dogwood tree?
The bark.
Yeah!
And the nose one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long?
Because then it'd be a foot.
Exactly.
I have to tell you something. The East Coast in me basically just wants to smack all of you. The East Coast guy in me goes, "You really this
Why are you
is not
smacking
funny."
me? I hate this too.
Yeah. All right. Good. Steve and I are going to smack you all for this.
Why?
This
I'm
is
just guessing them right. You're mad that I'm
no.
right.
You're enjoying it because you're a Seattleite.
I'm just trying to figure them out. It's pissing me off that I can't figure the other ones out.
I've got one more.
These are bad.
I got one more, and then I'll leave the room.
Hit us.
When does a joke become a dad joke?
When it becomes apparent.
When it's a parent.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Huh?
You know, a parent.
like
A parent. A parent, like it's there. It's a parent.
Why don't you
and then
take your
a
panda and your parent and have a wonderful time with each other?
Hey, so it says I'm laughing out loud. These are terrible jokes, and I'm loving how much BJ hates him even more on how angry you're getting. Haha.
Oh yeah, this
It's a
is
twofer, man.
I'm sorry, but I've been here for over 20 years, but boy, the East Coast to me just basically is like I hate all of you.
So I can't believe I'm late for work for this.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I still like that Steve won, too.
Yeah, congrats, dude.
I got a couple. Usually I don't get any of those.
Yeah.
The honeycomb one, I was like, yeah. And Paris, I was just being a wise ass.
Well, good job for being a wise ass.
Yeah.
Paris, because pear is.
I'm done.
Paris.
Thank you. We get it. We really do get it. Thank you, sir. You don't have to spell
Danny
it out.
doesn't
You
get it.
half a Deutsch.
Paris.
Well, happy April Fool's Day, BJ.
Thank you. Yeah.
You sound very happy.
I know this day. I've always hated April Fool's Day. I really hate it because I get pranked a lot, so that's probably a big reason too. But it's just moments like this where, you know what? Hey, we don't have to do a show anymore. We'll just get all the joke book out and do that.
That took a lot of effort, I'm sure. You had to lick a lot of popsicles
The first
to get
one,
these answers.
yeah, exactly. The first one was very clever. I gave him credit for the first one because I thought that was, I don't know how he put that together with the whole Bohemian Rhapsody theme, but I thought that was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, this one here, though, is back to the, it's a parent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a parent.
I don't want to hear it anymore.
Panda.
Yeah. So we got a survey. We talk about April Fools and all the pranks that are done, but what about the reactions? Like, how do people react when someone pulls a prank on them? And apparently we've got these 6 top reactions that people give you when you pull a prank.
Is one of them poorly, like you?
Well, the only one that comes up to me is 5 and 6. And I guess 3 is me as well. And that would be, number 3 is get mad, but get over it. Okay, well, I'll get mad.
Well, yeah, you got the first part there.
5% of us will get quietly furious. That's me.
But not quietly.
I was going to say, you just got furious.
Oh, you don't know how furious I am. I mean, you know me. You know I can be a lot more furious than this. I am really controlling myself right now. Also, end the relationship with that person and never talk to them again. 2%. I wish I could do that, but I got to work with this frigging guy every day.
Yay.
Yeah, but I would end the relationship. I'd be like, Rev, you know what? You go your way. I'll go my way. Thanks for coming. But that's not the number one. The number one reaction that people have is smile and say, that was a good one. Yeah. Almost half of us do that.
Got me. Like that kind of a thing, huh?
Yeah, pretty much it. And then number 2, 30% of us will prank them back. Like they will just go on the revenge.
That
revenge
day,
pranking.
or you wait for like the next year and like just plot it out for an entire year?
I feel like if you do it later on down the road, it's much better because they have no way it's going to happen. They just don't know. Because they probably figure you're over it, especially if you smile first and say, that was a good one, but really you're getting ready to prank them back.
You banged my wife. April Fools. That was a good one.
There are some people. Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know how you keep a poker face and don't give them a satisfaction or a reaction to that one, Steve, because that's number 4 on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, but you banged my wife. Okay, not a problem. Go right ahead.
I'm looking on social media though. Not a lot of April Fool's pranks happening today. Usually my social media feeds are just full of people trying to come up with some clever, some just cringy. But I haven't seen really any right now.
I wonder, do you think it's the pandemic that people just don't feel like pranking people?
I bet a little bit of that. Also, it is 9 a.m. We still got a few more hours.
Right?
Yeah. It just feels like, you just never know what's going to offend somebody. I think that the time for pranking might be not the right time. You could lose your gig. I mean, so many things could go wrong because you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Like, I talk to people where they go, why was that joke bad? I go, dude, you are so clueless as to where we are in the world right now. You just can't joke about that subject anymore. And they really don't get it. So I think if you're a kind of person that doesn't know if you don't get it or not, maybe you shouldn't be pranking. Because you could get yourself in a world of trouble thinking that everyone will love this. Hey, I just got fired. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. This is your opportunity if you want to try to pull a prank. I suppose you can do what you want because you're picking the topic, you're guiding the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is a simple concept. Whatever it is that you think people need to hear, well, you get to tell them. But you have to play by Steve's rule. And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you.
And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is a simple concept. Whatever it is that you think people need to hear, well, you get to tell them. But you have to play by Steve's rule. and then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody just wanted to thank me because, I'm a tastemaker, BJ.
Oh, really? Okay.
Migs, thanks for the Masha and the Bear recommendation and also Mighty Mike. I don't have any kids, but I like to get stoned and watch kids shows as it relaxes me. And these shows are awesome. What dumb things do you guys do to be put in a better mood?
Ooh, dumb things.
Well, highly recommend Masha and the Bear and Mighty Mike, especially Mighty Mike. I think that one's fun for adults and kids. Personally, It's like Tom and Jerry, but done new.
That would frustrate the hell out of me. I'll watch a show that I like a familiar show. I'll do that, but to watch like a kid's show or a show that's not for me, I get it. You got to be in a certain state. That's the thing. I mean, maybe I would appreciate, just like Blue's Clues back in the day.
I have a good example because it happened this morning. So I accidentally spilled some of my tea on my lap. Thankfully, it wasn't hot, so it was not a big deal. But Vicky ran and grabbed some paper towels, and she gave me the paper towels, but it was like one sheet left on it. So then I had the tube, and without even blinking an eye, I just put it in my mouth and went doo-doo-doo. And yes. I don't know why, but that put me in a better mood because it just made me think of me being a kid, and that's what we would do.
I feel like it should be against the law to not do that when you get a roll of paper.
I completely agree.
See, that puts me in a better mood.
And then the long ones were the best because those were lightsaber fights.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would totally hit one of the long ones if we had.
Oh, because the wrapping paper tubes.
Yes.
Yep. That's exactly what you could use those for. Christmas time was when we had all of our lightsaber fights.
We would save them. Yeah, so that's it's so stupid, but I was it's like popping bubbles or like the bubble wrap.
Yeah. Yeah, those are, those so far those are good ones, I guess. Those are the ones that I would be thinking of that I'm like, those are simple pleasures. I like stabbing. I don't know if it kind of puts me in a good mood, but I like stabbing all of or popping all of the packing bubbles that we get with all of the Amazon stuff.
Okay.
Oh, like the big ones.
Because they make huge noises. I feel like I'm in a gunfight.
That is a good one.
No, my 2-year-old brother, you would think being a kid he'd be afraid of loud noises. He thinks that's the funniest thing in the world. So whenever I get a package from Amazon, which is like every other day, I pull that out, and that is our best time, just getting together and popping them together. Oh. It's fun.
That's actually really good. I'm surprised that he is not scared by that. That's pretty awesome.
Since he was a baby, he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world.
I didn't know. What's the difference between a baby and a baby?
Baby means they can't walk.
Okay. Oh, so
I'm
you know what, Tatum?
To carry him around.
I've been watching all these videos that Steve's been putting out. So Tatum went from baby to baby. She's walking. She's trekking along.
Well, she's okay with loud noise, especially with Lulu. When Lulu barks, she thinks that's the funniest thing ever. And so,
really,
Lulu will bark if I sneeze. So every once in a while, Tatum tries to sneeze or makes a sneezing sound just to get Lulu to bark. Or if she coughs, Lulu will bark. So she'll just force a fake cough. And then once Lulu starts barking, you just see the smile on her face, like, yeah, which I think she might be trolling mom and dad because we hate it when Lulu barks because she doesn't shut up. And so I wonder if she's doing it just to kind of get at us.
I feel like that has to be it because what human being loves the sound of a small dog, that annoying small dog bark? I think she might be trolling you.
Right, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I love that the kid's trolling at such a young age. That's pretty good.
The one noise that she's not a fan of is the blender. Oh, that was not a good one.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't like it? Does she cry?
Yes.
Whoa.
Straight up, massive waterworks. And I'm just like, babe, what did you do?
She broke her. Be very weary of those drive-through car washes because I thought, this is going to be great. He's going to think it's hilarious.
All
my
the
little
cool
brother.
Colors.
He was not okay with it.
And you're stuck in there.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm sorry, I can't get you out of here. So you're stuck for another 5 minutes.
Nice sister. He'll remember this.
Yeah. I'm still his favorite.
I think you're his only sister, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I suppose I can't really disagree with her then, Rev. I was looking at it mathematically.
It's
really hard to
that too. There.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, you're also his worst favorite sister too.
Yeah,
I mean, by that same logic.
One texter says, "I was getting nervous. I thought BJ was about to say stabbing hookers. I mean, I know he looks like Gary Ridgway, but geez.
Okay, you know what? This is
take a long pause from stabbing to bump those Arab things.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't. It's not been a joy for the past 21 years being in Seattle and getting here and everyone going, "You look just like the most notorious serial killer we've ever had." It's like, great. That's great. I can't wait to start my radio career here.
Green River BJ.
Yeah, that's lovely.
All right, so what about Danny or Rev? Do you guys that stupid things that put you in a good mood instantly?
For me, it would be bubbles, but playing with bubbles with my cats. because we have a little bubble gun and I'll shoot them around and the cats will chase them. And it's the funniest thing ever because they'll catch it and then it'll disappear and they just don't know what the hell just what happened.
I miss those days because there were days where I would do that with Sarah. She loved bubbles. Yeah, and then, you forget that you used to do those things. Of course, Steve, you're going to get to all of a sudden do those things. And Rev, maybe now I got to get cats so I can go back.
Well, I mean, you could still try it with Sarah. I bet she would still love bubbles. She
probably would.
Yeah,
she probably would.
Throw some in her face.
That's perfect.
I think for me, it's probably what I've talked about before is you guys all think it's dumb. I think it's great. Watching the same movies over and over again. And especially children's movies. Like, that just always puts me in the best mood.
Is it because it connects you to your daughter in a sense, or is it these children's movies that you watched when you were a kid?
Yeah, no, she hasn't seen hardly any of these movies, or like American Pie, or she hasn't seen those yet. But that's where it's for me.
Oh, good,
American Pie,
Danny.
All of them are on Peacock. I thought about you yesterday.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Okay,
Peacock.
that's not.
Nice.
Don't tell him that.
Best movies ever.
I don't think you ever want to watch American Pie with your kid. I just feel like they're very uncomfortable.
It's probably true.
Yeah,
but yeah, it makes me happy.
Oh, look, hey, BJ, this will make you feel good. Someone says, I work with Gary Ridgway, and BJ looks nothing like him.
Oh, thanks. You're the only person, but I'll take it.
Man, that has to be the most amazing water cooler talk the next day. If you worked with Green River Gary.
Yeah, or anybody that's done something that is like a horrific crime, and you're like, wow, I was next to that person every day.
For years.
Damn.
And then they say, like, a lot of people in the office, I remember hearing the stories, like, people in the office would call him Green River Gary because they were just like, yeah, he looks like he would be the Green River Killer.
No, people did that?
Yeah, he had the nickname of Green River Gary before he was even busted for being the Green River Killer.
Whoa, dude. That's not,
he gave off like a creepy vibe.
People just know. And that's the real sad thing for people that look like us. Or might be socially awkward, is that we're not completely off the deep end, but we exhibit the same characteristics as somebody who's off the deep end.
Yeah, but
I watched that show Dexter, and I was so disturbed with how many characteristics he had that I had. Like, I totally was relating to this guy, and I'm like, this guy is the Bay Harbor Butcher. But
that's not the person you want to connect with.
I know, but I'm sitting there going, because I'm not going to go to that extreme, but I do get some of the things he discussed, from a sociological standpoint. And it's like, oh, this sucks. People are always going to suspect I'm the guy.
So today we learned that you relate psychologically with murderers and serial killers, and I relate psychologically with Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars.
Yeah. And you know something?
Right, yeah.
After he says that, Rev, I think I'll probably be more loved.
Yeah, quite
Star Wars fans will still love me better.
You know what? You're right. They would rather see Green River Gary as a character in Star Wars than Jar Jar Binks.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls and more of your texts at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206 421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Someone just texted in with a crazy story about Ted Bundy. Said, my history teacher back in high school shared that when he lived in Spokane, he would let Ted Bundy babysit his kids. I guess Ted was popular with many parents as a good babysitter. How scary is that?
Wow.
That makes sense.
It does?
Because he was so charismatic, and he was like everyone. If you watch the documentaries,
I haven't watched any of those.
Oh, see, we got down the rabbit hole the other day, and he was the most likable guy apparently, and no one even thought that he could do such a thing. So
And he went to UW, didn't he?
Yeah.
It's not like that's always like when Apple Cup time comes around, like everyone, Cougars give Huskies fan, they go back and forth, and it's always like the shutdown insult is Ted Bundy's one of your alumni.
Yeah.
And what was his thing? Did he eat people? Was that Ted?
No, that was Dahmer.
That was Dahmer, yeah.
Dahmer ate people. Okay, what did Ted do?
He was dated girls and then did bad things or something?
Dated is a strong word. He would go out to like Lake Sammamish and like pretend he had a broken arm and ask for help getting books to his car, and then he'd smack him over the head and kill him and take him.
Yeah, that's not dating.
Yeah, no, not dating.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is that. And this is the guy that for some reason though would babysit kids and had no problems, and nobody ever, he didn't obviously do anything horrible because people kept hiring him as a babysitter.
Yeah, I don't think that was on his resume.
What the hell? What do you what goes wrong in the brain where you treat some people okay and other people you of course treat horribly like that? That's really, wow. Did they ever figure it out, Danny, or they just said he was nuts?
He did a lot of like confessing right before he was executed in Florida, but it was never like they to figure out his mind was crazy for most people, so they didn't.
Damn.
Yeah, it's great. And the weird thing is they don't know, like he only admitted to like 30 murders, which I say only because they say that it was probably a lot more than that.
Yeah, you know me, I'm a big behavioral science guy, so I would like to know how his mind made sense of the decisions he made. Why, like you said, he babysat, so it's like, how is it that he decided to be cool to some people and not to others?
Well, and if you watch the documentary, the one with Zac Efron, or the one with Zac Efron who plays Ted Bundy, Shockingly Evil, and I forget the whole thing, but it kind of explores that because the whole movie, they don't really talk about him killing anyone except for like him being in court, and it's like him and how he kept a relationship with this girl and her daughter. Like he was really into this girl with his daughter, and he never did anything bad to them. And she was like, "Did you ever want to do that to me?" And he doesn't answer the question. And it's just kind of one of those like things of like, how did you do this?
It's called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile.
There you go. It's a really good one. If you're into that kind of stuff, like it's a good watch.
I just would like to read the paper, like the paper printed out on him. I don't know if I want to watch a whole show and just see him. I think that might be a little too much for me.
I would have a more serious text, though.
More serious than this? Okay, well, this is important, yeah.
Guys, I was listening to the men's room. They were on when the guys came in to restock your vending machine. I couldn't wait till this morning to hear the excitement in your voices. Words cannot describe how happy I am for all of you.
Thank you.
It's a big day today. And for the last year, we've had an empty vending machine, and today it's fully stocked.
Yeah, which means we're going to be fully stocked. We're going to have regular visits. How cool is that? That's one sign that the pandemic is getting a little better.
I can't read that, Danny.
Sorry.
Try to show me.
His name is Evan. He's a big listener, the guy that wanted to stock our vending machine for us.
Shout out to Evan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Evan, you're the man, buddy.
You've
saved us.
Evan.
Oh, I like that. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It's listeners on the loose.
Somebody wanted to ask us about Godzilla vs. King Kong. Not necessarily ask us about it, but they watched it as well, and they wanted to give their review. They said it was pretty good. The effects were awesome. That would have been a great movie to see, though, in the theater on a big screen with surround sound.
Totally.
That's what Rev said.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So yesterday was the first day that it came out on HBO Max, and also it's in theaters as well if you could get into a theater.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think you can get into our theaters now. I believe that is the case. So you could go out there and have yourself a little time out and, go be in a theater again. And that is the perfect movie to go be in the theater for. That's a fact. I am a little sad that I probably won't go see it in the theater. But it's like Rev said, man, it is the fight scenes between the monsters are pretty amazing.
I've heard the theaters are really clean and socially distant when you do go. So if you want to feel comfortable going, I think now's the time to go.
Yeah. I mean, they don't want to deal with that nightmare.
Right.
Right, and here they are finally getting to open up again when for a while, like, who knows when they were going to open up.
Yeah, and maybe you don't get the sticky feeling on the bottom of your shoes anymore because they have to clean.
Oh, then I'm not going.
Oh, come on. That's the whole point of going.
Yeah, as long as I got the popcorn, that's all I care about.
That is so true. And look, eventually there are going to be Marvel movies that are not going to be released. So far, DC, Warner Brothers, those guys have been basically just letting us, see what we want on HBO Max, which is great. And Mortal Kombat's going to come in the middle of this month, and that's something I'm looking forward to. It's a nice treat. Finally, though, I was okay with Justice League. I, of course, didn't like Wonder Woman, but finally, I really am happy with an HBO Max movie that was released that could have been in the theater. Well, it was in the theaters that actually was worth it.
I think my wife said even like when you go into the theater that you have to wear your mask if you're not eating. And I'm like, well, that's not a problem. I'm going to be eating the whole time. I don't need to wear a mask. Because just keep giving me popcorn. I'll be eating that whole time. She's like, could you eat popcorn from the moment a movie started to the moment a movie ended? And I said, without a doubt, yes.
And pro tip, I haven't been in a theater, but if it's anything else like being in an airport or being in a mall, it's going to be cold because they're going to ventilate the hell out of that place, which means they're probably going to have the blowers on pretty strong. And you're probably going to want to bring some sort of sweater or something because, I don't know if you guys probably haven't gone, but like all the inside places are colder than usual.
And theaters always were kind of cold as it was. So I always felt like I was getting blown on in a theater as it was.
Well, there you go.
Even more.
Congratulations to you, sir. You and the popcorn trick seem to just be working fine.
That's a different kind of theater, Steve.
Yeah.
I think Alanis Morissette wrote a song about it, right?
Yeah. The Pee Wee Herman cinemas. Yeah. The Cinemaplex. You don't even
know. Those are not. Those are solo efforts. Hey, someone has a fun April Fool's prank that we could play with them.
Oh, it's
okay.
They want to know if we want to go to Black Angus and take down the G with them.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It took me a while.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
I just want to go to a Black Angus. You guys could take the G down. I'm going to go eat some steak.
I'm with you on that, Steve.
I haven't been to a Black Angus. Oh, my gosh. I don't even remember the last time. I think it might have been like on one of my earlier dates with my wife back like 11, 12 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this list of great foods, and I don't think I mentioned it, but the foods that really put us in a good mood, and steak was like number 3 on that list. So that's a good call.
Ooh, somebody said they just rented a private theater to watch. Their buddy rented a private theater to watch Godzilla vs. Kong.
What a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I support that idea. I wish I knew that buddy.
Well, I'm sure they could slide you in.
Well, I've already seen it, though, at this point.
But you get to see it again on a big theater.
I want to see it on a big theater.
You know what I want to see?
Huh.
It's funny. As soon as you gave me the opportunity to see this movie again, I want to see the fight scenes again. And Rev, movie. I don't know how you feel about that. As far as the human beings and like that, I saw it once. I saw all the humans in that movie once.
Okay, so just basically like a supercut of just the fight scenes?
Yes, the fight scenes were amazing. Yeah. Kong was amazing. I will say this, though. There's one character that, Kong knows in the movie. I really like that character. I wouldn't mind. That character was cool. But the rest of them, the rest of the humans, I'm kind of
you can not deal with them. But it kind of puts it together in terms of like a whole story. So I'm more okay with that. I just want to see the fight scenes again. They were all so cool and such in different places that I thought it was neat where they basically fighting around the world.
Maybe even though they're different companies, but maybe the next time I go see a movie, like they used to do back in the way old days where they would show you a short and then show you the movie. Wouldn't it be cool just to see a supercut short of the Godzilla stuff before we got to see whatever epic movie we were going to see?
I thought you were going to say show all the fights and then show the full movie. It'd be like, why would you even be there then after that?
No, I would. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the fights are a big part of the movie, so it's like you're going to be seeing just a ton of it.
Yeah,
it's not going to be that short of a film.
Yeah, you're still going to be seeing a lot of it.
I would say the movie is a good length. I don't think it's more than 2 hours.
I don't think so.
I think it's I thought it was 1 hour and 52 minutes or something.
Hour 53.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at me.
Wow, that's rare.
But I would say 25% of the movie is fights. Maybe up to 30. 25 to 35% of the movie is good action, good fighting, which, makes sense. But then, the other parts of the movie are the humans trying to figure out what they're doing, Which, again, is, not horrible.
So it said we missed the movie theater so much. My wife and I, we got movie-grade popcorn machine, and we've got a 65-inch 4K TV with a $3,000 sound system attached to it as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice setup. That is a nice setup. I mean, with 4K, 4K 65-inch television where you can sit close enough, you're getting a really good immersive experience if you get that sound system too. Yeah. I'm envious. I do not have that setup.
So I said, why go to a theater when you can just turn your basement into a Blockbuster like the guy Jimmy Kimmel interviewed?
Right. Which we talked about that guy and we played some of the audio. But I don't know how much of does he have a good screen and stuff like that? I forget. Oh yeah, they do. He and his wife have like a chair in a room.
I don't know if it was necessarily state of the art, high tech.
Look at Steve. Yeah, you know what? I mean, forget that guy.
Well, I mean, we never saw his upstairs. Maybe the nice TV's upstairs.
That's a good point.
I know a lot of people do the projection screens or the projectors that will just have an unpainted wall or just a white wall, and that they would throw up their stuff on that with a huge sound bar, and it usually gives you that movie experience.
Those are so cheap these days too.
Mm-hmm.
The projectors.
Yeah. And hopefully, my problem is that is it as good as a big screen TV for clarity? That's all I care about,
Yeah, I don't know on that one.
And that's I'm spoiled. I've seen some people that say, hey, come on over and watch my blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And I go in there and they got the nice setup. They got everything. And I'm like, I know it's a big picture, but it's not as cool as a theater. And it's not as sharp as my big screen TV. So I'm out.
Dude, here's a crazy story about some people are texting in about Ted Bundy. Another person says, I used to volunteer at a crisis line in Seattle. We learned that Ted Bundy used to volunteer there as well. Yikes. It was the suicide hotline. Makes you take a second look at the people that you're there with.
So what is...
Do you think you're just trying to do all these cool, good things to keep people off the beaten path of him actually and what he does behind the scenes?
100%. That's the definition of a sociopath.
Yeah, I do all this good stuff to hide the fact that I'm actually doing really awful stuff.
Yep.
So it wasn't a balancer for karma or any religious purposes, hoping that maybe his soul would be saved. It was just so people wouldn't suspect.
I would imagine so.
It's John Wayne Gacy did the same thing doing children's parties as Pogo the Clown.
Wow.
Well, and then
forever making clowns creepy.
Yes.
Well, thanks to him.
Well, and even years later, I mean, Ted Bundy, when in his final days, that was part of the reason he interviewed was because he was helping the cops find other serial killers. That's where the whole premise of Silence of the Lambs comes from, of they're interviewing the serial killer who knows where to find other serial killers or how they think.
Well, speaking of serial killers and how they think, it's time to talk about Ryan Castle. What do Ryan Castle and your bank account have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and your bank account have in common?
They're empty inside. Completely, utterly empty on the inside.
Yeah. Now,
Texas Steve loves that both have no value.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ryan has plenty of values.
I do. For example,
values?
I stop for pedestrians.
Oh, what a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? That's also pretty much you'd be in jail if you didn't.
That's a good point.
One texter says my wife wants to share both.
Cool.
Oh, I like this. Well, according to a new study, and this is not good, more than half of the people say they don't check their bank accounts as much as they probably should. And the main reason is that they're afraid to find out how much money is in there. And that is bad.
Has anyone ever been pleasantly surprised when they check their bank account? Hey, I had no idea I had so much money in here. Never.
Once, when the company actually accidentally gave me more money than they were supposed to.
Did you give it back?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But I look at it whoa. And my wife's like, you got to give that back. I'm like, really? Yeah.
Yeah, now you know why people want your data and hack in, because people don't check their bank account, have no idea they've been hacked into for months. But Ryan Castle?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, he's got a 12-pack. Yeah. He's known about this for at least an hour.
I'll hack into him.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Why is there not a TV show called The Master Baker?
There should be.
Yeah, I am very surprised.
Late night on the Food Network.
My latest concoction I'm about to masturbate is this.
I've heard people say, when you butter a pan, they call it lubricating the pan.
First, we lubricate the pan.
Then you got to spank the dough.
Then you spank the dough. Even though we don't have dough in this. this ingredient, we're still going to spank it.
We got some dough over here. We spank it all the time.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.